13.1 miles may come down to the final feats at the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon.
Oh, it's neck and neck. Here they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're going to the wire. And your 2016 winner, William Sanders, Wethersfield, Connecticut.
Wow, at the end.
As you can see, one of the closest finishes in the history of this event. As Louis Serafini comes in third. But once again, a round of applause for William Sanders, Wethersfield, Connecticut, crossing the tape as the winner of the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon.
How exciting was that? So we had a neck by
That one
2
was
feet,
for
maybe
the
3
books.
feet, by the winner. Number 3 coming in.
Into the finish line for Ruben Sanka, a two-time winner of the race, and Nate Jenkins from the Central Mass Striders. Teague O'Connor, Green Mountain Athletic Association.
Comes number 5, finishing strong.
Johnny Wilson, by the way, was our second finisher. And now, representing the Boston Athletic Association. Your next finisher was Brad Mish.
Outstanding.
Dan Costello, Central Mass Striders. Thomas Porter, Alex McGrath from the Whirlaway team. Nick Mandich, Millennium Running. Monindo Manu, Eric McKnight from Greater Boston Track Club, Manuel Gonzalez. As we approach 1 hour, 9 minutes on the clock, the 2015 New Hampshire Runner of the Year, Alex Luchenka, representing Millennium Running. More of our top men race down Pleasant Street into the finish line of the Great American Road Race. And they include Brian McNamara, Greater Boston Track Club, Peter Gilman, the Boston Athletic Association. Into the finish for Jonathan Joyce, Western Mass Distance Projects. Let's give out a high five to Francis Cusick from the Battle Road Track Club. How about the future Hall of Famer Dan Smith from the Boston Athletic Association? More finishers, including Nicolay Naranjo, Western Mass Distance Projects. At 1 hour, 10 minutes on the clock. They continue to run into the finish line of the Great American Road Race, the New Bedford Half Marathon, and they include now David Montoya from the Boston Athletic Association.
Just one more jog, then I get home.
Your next finisher represents the Greater Boston Track Club, Adrian McDonald. From the Central Mass Striders, give it up for Scott Leslie.
Scott.
give a shout out to Colin Carroll, Central Mass Striders. Across the finish line, another runner from the Western Mass Distance Project. This is Sean Duncan.
Should have the first female.
13.1 miles in the books for Brandon Venable team run. Let's get some finishers medals ready for Jason Riley from the Boston Athletic Association and from the Green Mountain Athletic Association, John State Geddes. How about Taylor Days Merrill? Runs 13.1 on the streets of New Bedford. Another two more members of the Whirlaway Racing Team. Jose Ortiz, one of those runners.
Twice. I think they said she was in first place.
From the Dirigo Racing Team, one of the great clubs from Maine, Spencer McElwain across the finish line. And they'll be glad to know another Dirigo team member, Erica Jessamine, was our lead female at the 10K mark. How about Brandon Newbold, one of New Hampshire top runners from the Whirlaway Racing Team. Let's give it up for Eric Narcissi from the Central Mass Striders. The familiar gold and blue of the Boston Athletic Association and worn by Dave Brooks across the finish line. Another Boston Athletic Association runner, Chris McGill, finishes the race. The Greater Boston Track Club, David Moyer across the finish line. It's Greater Boston side by side, including Rob Delio. How about Greg Putnam, Central Mass Striders? Louis Saviano from New Hampshire. Scott Vandermoen, Western Mass Distance Project. Jason Ayer, Western Mass Distance Project. Luke Willard finishes up. Todd Smith, Green Mountain Athletic Association. And as we hit 1:13:30, we know at any moment we'll see our top female come down Pleasant Street into the finish line. But first we'll congratulate Pete Hammer, Boston Athletic Association, Dave DeChellis, Whirlaway Racing Team. How about Sean Dever, Greater Boston Track Club, Brian Keith, Somerville Roadrunners, Chris Mahoney, Central Mass Striders, Matt Pagonis, Kenneth Akea, Dirigo Racing Running Club, Jason Dunkley, Central Mass Striders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our first female takes her final steps of the Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon. It will be her first time winning at this race as she continues a very impressive running resume. Coming down from the state of Maine and the town of Scarborough, one of New England's premier female runners, your female winner of the Bedford Half Marathon, Erica Jessamine.
Good job, Erica.
And we go back to recognizing more of our top male runners, including Louis Raffetto, John Hyland, two Boston Athletic Association runners, Alex L., Greater Lowell Road Runners, Dave Gervais, Millennium Running, Mark LaRosa, Boston Athletic Association, Chris Gabrielson runs to the finish, Nicholas Peterson and Michael Bisbee follow. The Dirigo Racing Team sends Dave Kirshner from Maine to New Bedford to the finish line. How about Vasilis Kariolis, Battle Road Track Club, Mike Griffin, the Sisu Project. At 1 hour, 16 minutes on the clock. Roger Donahue, Boston Athletic Association, finishes the race. Here's Turner Zamor going 13.1. Give a shout out to Pat Ard, the Whirlaway Racing Team. Another runner from Sisu Project across the finish line. This time it's Matt Germain. What do you say we give a shout out to Biddy Mitchell from the Green Mountain Athletic Association as the state of Vermont sends a large contingent to the Great American Road Race to the Bedford Half Marathon. Give it up for Jacob Barnett from the Somerville Roadrunners. Jeffrey Aaron goes the distance. James Sullivan, Greater Lower Roadrunners. Eric Flayman, Western Mass Distance Project. Pat Callahan, Boston Athletic Association. Pat Buckby, Cambridge Sports Union. Ryan Robitaille, Green Mountain Athletic Association. Kyle Piccini, Somerville Roadrunners. Kyle Larson now going the distance. Brandon Nero, Gate City Striders. Jason Porter, Boston Athletic Association. Joe O'Leary, Somerville Roadrunners. Mark Reeder, Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Michael Rothbart finishes up. It's 13.1 in the books for another Somerville Roadrunner finisher. From the Whirlaway Racing Team, Michael Cooney. Also going the distance, Tim McCormick, the Heartbreakers Club. John Buganowitz, North Medford Club. Michael Gracella, Sisu Project, 13.1 in the books. As now we bring home another top female runner at the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon. Catherine Schutz across the line. How about John Longo, Somerville Roadrunners. Matt Simpson, Boston Athletic Association. Isam Krejci going 13.1. The Hurtin for Certain Club sends David Nierenberg to New Bedford and he sends his feet across the finish line. Matt Homage, Dirigo Racing Club. Joe Shares, Central Mass Striders. Kyle Coffey, Cambridge Running Club, Sean Powers, Robert Norcross, Russell Greenwald, and Tim Gavin all finished. From the Boston Athletic Association, Doug McLucas. How about Mike Pollan, Wicked Running Club. Michael Lubeck, Greater Lowell Roadrunners, hitting the tape under 119. Arthur Miller from the Greater Boston Track Club. And our next female to cross the finish line.
Third female. Erin
McLean, joined by Ian Coach, Dave Kelly, and Karen Conlon at the finish line of the Great American Road Race, this New Bedford Half Marathon. James Paulicki represents the Central Mass Striders at the finish line. As we approach 1 hour, 20 minutes on the clock, the fast have come through. The fastest are through, and now it's the rest of the field. Tunis Mutinda, Hamza Jafardi, Michael McGrade, Boston Athletic Association, Wesley Mather, Cambridge Running Club, Tim Morin, Somerville Roadrunners, future Hall of Famer and Mount Washington Road Race Hall of Famer Dave Dunham, Kevin Elliott, Whirlaway, John Cusick, Somerville Roadrunners, Allie Millette, Greater Boston Track Club, Katie Christina Battle, Road Track Club, Jason Barney, Cambridge Running Club. $13.1 in the book for Tom Breeder, Somerville Roadrunners, Adam Manuel, Boston Athletic Association, Tony Bates, Green Mountain Athletic Association, and Josh Maddie. Ryan Davenport, Boston Athletic Association. On a great day for running a half marathon, that's what these runners have done, including Zeke Phillips, Chris George, Boston Athletic Association, Tyler Brandon, Gate City Striders, Michael Frazee, also a finisher. Let's ring the bells and give out some high fives to Josh Curtis of the North Medford Club. Laura Hagley, Millennium Running.
Good job, EJ.
EJ Hernowski, the Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Tim Reynolds goes the distance. How about it for Paul Emerald?
Good job, good job.
Was the Hurtin for Certain Club. Justin Renz. Here comes longtime runner Terrence McNabb from the Cambridge Sports Union, joined by Ross Peters-Patterson at the finish line. The Sisu Project sends Jeff Bartlett to the finish line, along with Peter Harley and John Papavius. More finishers including Pedrak Mullen, Steve Masterson, Emma Spencer, Steve and Emma from the Boston Athletic Association, Anthony Walsh, Greater Boston Track Club, Pete Wong finished, Pat Doran, Chris Parker, 2 Cambridge Running Club members, Andy Messer, Western Mass Distance Project, Elizabeth Ryan, Greater Boston Track Club, 13.1 in the books. It's finish line time for Tom Kelly from the Green Mountain Athletic Association and from the Somerville Roadrunners, Wolfgang Ketterly. Katrina Vassallo, Craft Concept Racing, John Pazinski also finishes up. Norman Everett represents the North Medford Club in New Bedford. Dan from the Cambridge Sports Union, Elizabeth Buckhammer from the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Mike Gerard from the Boston Athletic Association, Don Single, Chris Hancock from Greater Lowell, Pat Stubbers, Boston Athletic Association. Take a bow, David Oliver, Greater Lowell Roadrunners. You have completed the Great American Road Race. So have you, Justin Petronic from the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, and Amy Bernard from Whirlaway. Joe Maurice, Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Landis Huffman, Cambridge Running Club.
Good job.
Adam Nunes across the finish line. Larissa Park, Craft Concept Racing, Kelsey Allen, Western Mass Distance Projects. Eric Huckler and Robert Jackman finished the race. Ravenna Neville, Boston Athletic Association. From the Whirlaway Racing Team, Lauren Tilton. The premier Masters Female New England Champion, Kristen Dineski, the future Hall of Famer, across the finish line. Here's Linton Carpore and Jeff Reed, and Brian Cullinan and Ari Ossifet. How about this young lad who has gone the distance, Sam Capobianco, just 12 years young, going 13.1. And from Ezekiel, Whirlaway, Abby Parker, Battle Road Track Club, Benjamin Reardon, Henry Schollard, Betsy Burke, Kung Song.
A 12-year-old finish, really in the top, probably top 10, top 20%.
Ken Ross, Brian Himmel, Mimi Fallon, the future Hall of Famer, across the finish line. Jocelyn Cuellar, Devin Nader, Elizabeth Curry, Jen Brooks, Central Mass Striders. Michael Narcissi, Sisu Project. Chris Montgomery finishes up. Leslie Odell, one of the premier New Hampshire runners, New Hampshire Runner of the Year 2015, has finished. Jack Pilla, Green Mountain Athletic Association, another Vermont runner, running strong on the south coast of Massachusetts. Aaron Long goes the distance. Here's Greg Saya, Cambridge Running Club. Dan Constantino, Colonial Road Runners. Nathan Grino, a local runner from the New Bedford Track Club. Joe Francisco from the Greater New Bedford Track Club. Amanda Waters, Boston Athletic Association. Lauren Opachinsky, Greater Boston Track Club, and Tyler Flaherty all join us at the finish line as we pass 126 on the clock. A little race within a race with Slava Kopakov and Caitlin Analaskis finishing up. How about Nick Hopley, Greater Springfield Harriers from the Western Mass Distance Project. It's Amy Ruzicki.
We should see Team Owen soon.
Rick Partridge, Madeline Weber, Colin Loffman, and Heather Mahoney all finishing the New Bedford Half Marathon 2016 edition. Let's get some finishers medals ready for more runners.
There you go, Team Owen coming
including Kinder Woodcock from the Greater New Bedford Track Club, and Byron McKenzie. Kimberly Bollock has earned her medal. So has Brian Bork from the Falmouth Track Club. Molly Swords, Greater Boston Track Club. Rebecca Weimer, Dirigo Running Club, who can smile because her teammate Erica Jessamine won the race. Paul McDonald and Carlos Rivera and Ted Julian join us now as finishers of the Great American Road Race. So does Dave Sandham with Cambridge Running Club. Denise Karen Younglow from the Boston Athletic Association. Zach Novinsky, Wayne Levy, Boston Athletic Association, longtime runner and future Hall of Famer. Megan Bonney, Cambridge Running Club. Let's ring the bells for Jason Wong. Let's roll out the red carpets for more finishers of the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon, including Brian Ayotte, Greater New Bedford Track Club, and Meredith Unger and Nick Mann, the Parkway Running Club. Diane Senecal, Narragansett Running Association. Tim Rickman, Green Mountain Athletic Association. A strong run from a finisher from the Boston Athletic Association. Adam Solkowski, Stephanie Harvey, and Catherine Chibrick representing the BAA. How about Christina Ceramides, John Gillis, the Central Mass Striders, Daniel Anter, Jim Soda, Cambridge Running Club, Zacharias Gomes, Mark DeLuca, Wicked Running Club, Joseph Anderson, Greater Lowell Road Runners, Andy McDonald, Boston Athletic Association, David Lopes and French Compagna finish up. Michael Wright from the Gate City Striders, Sean Burns from the Markfield Road Runners, Victoria Macklis, Cambridge Running Club, Ryan Pace, Hartford Drake Hill Striders, Kristen Corsell, Green Mountain Athletic Association, and Chris Kelly from the Curtains for Certain Striders. We're now 30 seconds and counting to 1 hour, 30 minutes on the clock of the Great American Road Race. It's the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon, as runners come from all over to run 13.1 miles in the city of New Bedford, New Bedford, Mass. And they include Jennifer Howland from the Wicked Running Club and Sean Fitzsimmons. Michael Beauclair has gone the distance. Give it up for Daniel Atkinson and Jackie Levy. And from the Boston Athletic Association, Amanda Potter, Eric Bradley going the distance. Also across the finish line, Jeff Allen, the Gate City Striders, Andrew Goldstrup, Cambridge Running Club, Shady Hassanine, and Dan Soames. How about Adam Meyer? Stephanie Moss, Wampanoag Roadrunners finishes up. As we pass 1 hour 30 minutes on the clock, we greet Ethan Bernstein. We greet Kyle Bowers, Boston Athletic Association. Rebecca Tricessi, CISA Project. Dana DeGenis, Hurting for Certain Striders. Cristiano Sanker, Cambridge Running Club. Abby Wood, Millennium Running. Dave Schaefer, Boston Athletic Association. Chris Melleby, Ken Warren, and Tom Barrett also join us at the finish line. Nick Perry and Suzanne Chavis. Ron Pereira, Elizabeth Kelly. And as he has done for years, race director Dan McCarthy stands at the finish line, waiting to congratulate the runners who came to his town and ran his race and brought pride to themselves, their running clubs, and to this event. Tom Dukowski's Cambridge Sports Union, Dean Storbeck, Tracy Johnson, George Braun, and Joe Kaiser all have one thing in common. They have crossed the finish line of the Great American Road Race for New Bedford Half Marathon. So is Tom Granello, Chris Zeno, Greg Schwartz, Brendan Alward, Sarah Bryan from the Green Mountain Athletic Association, Brendan Alward representing Team Points, Kurt Berna, the Geek City Striders, Ken Basilio, Diana Shavakis, Ken Kane, the Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Here's Jill Trotter from the Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Lexi Cackness, Green Mountain Athletic Association, Emmett Clifford, Gate City Striders. Bill Dumont, Greater Lowell Roadrunners finishes up. Pick a Bow, Michael Bleakley, Wicked Running Club. Get ready to put finishers medals on the necks of Kevin Green, John Long, Steve McDaniel, and Chris Dusamane, and Brian Grant Jr. from the Greater New Bedford Track Club. Josh Cordera, Jennifer Ribeiro, Frank Fudijo, Jason Doyle, John Waldron, Kristen Shaw, Jeff Benoit, Patrick Carrera, Melissa Scott all finished the New Bedford Half Marathon 2016 edition. Scott Costas, Greater New Bedford Track Club, John Weiner, Ian Ryan, Beth Pyrus, Rachel Rainbridge, Andrew Robertson, Craig Lampert, Robert Barassa, Scott Nichols, Keith Johnson, Brian LaValle, Russell Barney, Scott Nobles, Tanya Russell, Green Mountain Athletic Association, Michael Canestraro, Sean McKean, Nate Greenslit all finished. North Bedford Clubs, Jeff Gould across the finish line, Zach Brunko, Somerville Roadrunners, Matt West goes the distance, here's Jim Bartling and Tim Orcox. Charles Hidrio, Cambridge Running Club, Jeremy Leclerc, Julia Chabret, Great Cambridge Running Club. Peter Denzel, Greater New Bedford Track Club, Jody Hagenow across the line. Here's Jackie Jackman and Katrina Martin, she's from the Whirlaway team. Gordon McFarland, longtime runner for the Cambridge Sports Union, finishes up. Here's Sue Hackney, Green Mountain Athletic Association, another runner from Team Owen, as Ken Snow joins us. Jantabel Rodriguez Ramos across the line. Brian Eastwood, Martin Willard, Keith Schultz, Sarah Jane Grants. Christine Darty, Chris Cunniff, Catherine Kulig. David Tetros, Jinjang Wu, Julie Craig, Brad Wilson, Chris Biddy, Gideon Prince, Brian Martin, Michelle Martin, two Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Lisa Tullock, Annalise Donahue all finished. Dozens are in, hundreds more to go. at the Great American Road Race in the Bedford Half Marathon. 13.1 on a great day for running a half marathon through the streets of New Bedford. And here at the finish line, we give out shout-outs to the finishers, including Harry Baggins, Eric Rodriguez, Craig Hardigan, Chad Green, John Terry, Andrew, Aaron Adar, Rob Boyd, and Jason Muniz. Brian Sutton across the line. Andrew Saborin, Major Pratsky, Lauren Dorsey, Chris Scully, Kristen Hassick, Greg Bombard all finished. Don't forget, runners, you have results, live results at the back of the finish line, right at the Yankee timing trailer. Live results at the Yankee timing trailer. And great refreshments await you back at the YMCA. Refreshments that you have richly earned and deserved. Meanwhile, congratulations to Christina Scott, John Freeman, and Richard Cole. Kyle Willard joins us at the finish line. It's in the book for Kevin Callahan, Harry Madison, Carla Steele, Dave Connolly, and Bethany Nutter. It's mission accomplished for Tom McMullen, Tino Fidalgo, Julia Burkle. The challenge has been met by Jackie Shakar from the Cambridge Sports Union. How about Sabrina Jepson, Katie Baldelga, Franco Bonfini, Katie Green, Jason Hill, Tim Flannery. Raise the Roof for Nick Goldman and Karen McGahee and Stephen Bell and Vanessa Diana and Sherry Schwarm and Jared Fuller and Phil Farrier, Viriato Costa, Brad Hygo, Celia Jessamine, Carter L'Italian, Curtis Morera, Karen O'Sullivan, Peter DeCambry, all finishers of the Great American Road Race to the Bedford Half Marathon. Alice Saunders also finishes. Here's Joy Will. Congratulations, Scott Frazier, Johannes Kinney, Dave Manns, Kelly Brown, Richard Clark, Adam Farrier, Sarah Matadio, Mary Lamey, Brian Metro, Peter Firth, Devin DeGracia, Joseph Killock, Phil Andrews, Lucan Shanahan, Ian Treadwell, David Hall, Christina Willett. The long line of finishers includes Daniel Odell, Peter Clark, Lori Muir, David Bancroft. You are a half marathon finisher, Caitlin Germain, Cecil Project, David Parmalee, Mark Welber, and Jeff Bellick, Alexandra Grisna, Jason LaChapelle, Charlie Sumner, Ed Finnegan, Alan Bates, Jeff Petrosky, Michael Collins, Jonathan Barboza, Sharon Sidlisky. How about Elizabeth Gabrielson, Michael Goslin, Lisa Rising, Matt Giroux, John Wilkins, Phyllis Lowry, Libby McCann. Aaron LeBeau flies into the finish. Here's Peter McMahon, Molly Roulard, Ethan Parrish from the Dream Park team.
Good job.
Get ready to accept congratulations from the race director, Lindsay Wolf and Caitlin Page, and Tim Coulter and Jason Alberg and Lynn Harvey. At 1:39:30 on the clock, Alexander Jarrett finishes the race. So does Mohan Raj and Gary Ostrom and Ross O'Neill. Joe Robleski. G1 Shin across the line. Bob Lemaire, the Rochester Runners Club. Peter Desprez and Glenn Stewart, the race director of the year, finished the race. Stephen Lasko, Wayne Benoit, Manolo Sladakis, Sarah Hill, Ken Samoglu, Richard Hatch, Paul Tukey, Harold Jarvis, Karen Durante, another New England Grand Prix race under her belts. Jessica Popick, Linda Solomon, Eric Hudson, Gerard Clement, Russ Anos, and Angel Martin. Lori Goudreau from the Winner's Circle. John Devereaux, Leslie Charles, Maureen Pellegrini, Julia Schiantarelli, John Devereaux, Adrian Martin, Tim Blanchard, Rick Perna, Maria Conley, Vicky Bach, Liberty Athletic Club. 13.1 now in the books for more runners, and they include Peter Casper, Fernando da Costa, David Olden, Somerville Roadrunners, Leslie Danzel finishes. Lynn, Wisconsin Celis, Jenlyn Nielsen, Ellison, Alex Villette, Joe Maurer, Lisa Pierce, Michael Rozovsky, Elizabeth Cody, Chris Lupian, Nathan Pinnell, Michael Yochum, Aaron Carr, Melissa Norcross, the Wampanoag Roadrunners. The finish line list now includes Darnell Da Silva and Tom Peters and Rich Colopy and Phil Clark. Edie DeRoche has gone the distance. With cheer loud and proud for Bob McDonald, the Wampanoag Roadrunners. Next up on the hit parade, Ian Goodspeed, a young runner, going the distance. Sandra Sheehy, Lauren Commons, Paul McGuire, Kathleen Durante, David Basso, Ann Lund, Lisa Chase, Brandon O'Neill. We had a Cambridge Running Club, Western Advanced Distance Project runner as well. Kendra Hart and Gate City Striders, Rui Lopes, Chris Smith, Somerville Roadrunners, Ron Reinerer, Kristen Tentro, Martha Torek, William Gonsarik, Michael Conley, Suzanne Barker. Tiffany Sadek, Todd Hugel. Karen Seraphin, Joan Nichols. Another Team Owens runner as Karen Cucci, Carolyn Ranty, Natalie Cohen, Kristen Lundy, and Amy Johnson all finish at 1:42 and counting on the clock. We congratulate Gabriel Sade and Mary Cass.
Got some bananas.
Patrick Allen, Kathleen Hare, Michael Hopkins, George Novo. Here's Kirsten Healy and Sue Bartlett from the Greater Norwood Running Club, Antonio Francisco, John Julio, Chantal Pisgagni, Laura Dombrowski, Jeff Holly, Colleen Shea.
Thank you for running.
Welcome back to City Hall in the finish line. Phoebe Seltzer, Marissa Bonito, Dave Betsy, Paul Roberts, Cassandra Strout, Carrie Lubitz, Connor Keeley, and Amy Wackler. Earning a finisher's medal is Matt Green and Katie Merrill and Christina Duplicio from the Sisu Project. Hand in hand and side by side, Arthur Bessie and Cheryl Cleary, the Central Mass Striders. Mark Neidry, Greg Brumberg, Dino Caparco, Jordan Clark, Tim Sprunk, Kyle Rogers, Dennis from the Sisu Project, Carlos Pimentel, Mario Fernandez, Jim Langto, Ken Baker, John Litherland, Gordon Pilot, William Walter. Karen Oppenheimer, Monique Poyen, Rich Spaziano, Vin Sylvia would never miss a New Bedford Half Marathon, and he adds the 2016 to his list. Come say hello, Vin. Gary Pokraka, Andrew Vitagliano, Jason LeBeau, Zeke Zucker, Stacy Rapp, Fran O'Donoghue, John McNamara, Shelley Boyer, Peter Eldridge, Dennis Price, Jacqueline Francisco, Greater New Bedford Track Club, Tom Welch, Colonial Roadrunners, Lisa Flacchino, Meredith Welch, David Fields, Patrick David, Stephen Freitas, Therese Burnett, Greater New Bedford Track Club, Don Caravan, Boston Athletic Association, John Hackney, Jared Caitlin, Kaylee Weimark, Tom Cole, the Gate City Striders, longtime New Hampshire runner, Todd Dealey, Joe McKenzie, Russell Benoit. Kirk Murphy and Jeff Hall join us at the finish line, along with a host of others. From the Wampanoag Roadrunners, Maura Beaupeon, Jay Morgan, Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Thank you from the race director to Michael Quinn, Sam Calandra, Marie Singleton, Patrick Royce, Joe Unver, Curtis Gonzalez, Joan Clifford, Dave Baumgart, Rosemary Kelly, Erica Grasmick, Joe Boyle, Ken Rake, Bassett, Tanya Spagnuolo, Michael Khalif, Lou Domedia, Victor Gonzalez, and Karen Silver. How about Lisa Zapala, one of New Hampshire's premier citizens and runners and future Hall of Famers? Jack Dresser, Stanley Zavatoria, Joe Miller, Emmanuel Rodriguez, Brian Serlin, Kevin Shaughnessy, Catherine Greeny, Jack Sarosi, Christine Cronin, Dayton Kenner, Dave Heskett, John Cooney, Robert Ferreira, Caitlin Montez Bianca, Lauren Howard, Chris Keevy, Allison Lackey, Kira Miller, Doug Johnson, Mark Thayer, Jeff Gilbert, Cambridge Running Club, Tim Irish, Stephen Pekakonis, Cambridge Sports Union, Nicholas Yell, Ryan Medeiros, David Green, Ken Johnson Jr., Leslie Battle, Narragansett Running Association, Kevin Mullins, Greater New Bedford Track Club, as many local runners join us in New Bedford for the Great American Road Race. Dale Breslow, Cambridge Sports Union, Ann Hareed, John Orsman, Alexander Saunders, Ross Anderson, John McDonald, Darlene from the Greater New Bedford Track Club, Lee Fox, Greater Lowell Roadrunners, Kevin Lemieux, Adam Wells, Karen Reese, Sisu Project. A half marathon is in the book for David Quinn Sr., for Chris Freitas, for Trace, Travis Hannock, Bradley Baker, Rick Hudson, Manuel Francisco, Jillian Fell, Ashley Glenn, Lynn Champagne, Aaron Brogna, Kristen Ferris, Andrew Potter, Liam O'Callahan, Stephanie Salame.
Good job.
Martin Salika, Emily Seaver, Arthur Brady, PJ Costa, Elise Lurie, Jillian Coach, Frank Ruggiero, Allison Warskora, Kevin McCarthy, Casey Hill, Lawrence Sirkowitz, all can say they finished the 2016 New Bedford Half Marathon. So can the following people: Doran Tim and Ian Gavison, Rachel Josebe, Hudson Holland III, Adam DeMorinville, Barbara Corey, Yasmin Acosta, Christy Nowak. It's Thomas Strakalusi and Lady Kunzel and Jan Merrim who have now joined us at the finish line. More Greater Lowell Roadrunners, including Melanie Heyer and Jill Lohmeyer. Let's give out a high five to Michelle Russo, another Green Mountain Athletic Association runner. Let's keep that cheering going for more finishers.
Good job. Good work, good work. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Lisa Doucette, Cambridge Sports Union, Todd Cleland, Nicole Brower, Mary Morin, Michael O'Hara, Claire Carey, Jessica Morse, Robert Espindola, Greg Louise, Matt Shapiro, Richard Riley, Carolyn Doobie, the Rhode Island Roadrunner Running Club, John Gorman, Somerville Roadrunners, another future Hall of Famer, Alice Boudreau, Susie Rowell, Tamara Kearney, Paul Gelfie, Terry Lupian, David Long, Community Running Association, Mariah McKinowitz, Kevin McLaughlin, Matt Mahoney, David Koenig, Paula Beatti, Margaret Tracy, Dolores Costa, Gail Martin, Elliot White Wegman, all finished. So did Julia Gaynor, Michael Andrea Tola, Greater Lowell Roadrunners. Brendan Frank goes the distance. Heather Chase, Stephen De Silva. Tracy Alexian, Tara Kudo, John LaFrance, Nicholas Wildman, Catherine Furtado, Erica Souza, William Dunham, Donna Amaral, Alex Boswell, Emily Garcia, Charlie Hamilton. Let's get back to acknowledging these great runners who have completed the New Bedford Half Marathon, the Great American Road Race, including Karen Sorogo, Michael Bates, Karen Palmer, Kathy Posick, Van Colombo, Nicole Harrington, David Cunningham, and Elizabeth Pulaski. And for those who can't see the clock, we're now at 1 hour, 53 minutes into the action at New Bedford Half Marathon 2016. And at 1:53 on the clock, Shino Ito, Peter Miller, Ian Steen finished. Here's Steve Sugrove and Matt Linton and Brad Hilston, Colonial Roadrunners, and Robert McIntyre. How about Lucas Rose and Dream Bar, Lauren LaCour, Gate City Striders, Michael Roderick, Greater New Bedford Track Club, Colin Gillis, Melissa Elmore, Henry King, Dream Bar, Paul Goldfinger, Dream Bar, Netin Misra, Mary Sharkey, Central Mass Strider, Gina Shields, Stuart Carney, Ariana Wilson, Ray Shields, Julie Weissman, Cambridge Sports Union, Nate Bellio, Mauricio Souza, Harry Carter, 79 years young, has just gone the distance at the New Bedford Half Marathon. Walter Pereira, C.K. Balone, Talia Smith, Adam Pimentel, Megan Rogers, Jim Tyrrell, Luciana Castellan, Dory Minich, Scott Graham, Michael Harton, Eric Durant, Jennifer Osborne, Bob Cargill, Marissa Folio, Jennifer Osborne, Jeff Weidenar, Tiffany Medeiros, and then Ainsworth, Sandra Gilbert, Jesse Strawbridge, Antoine Beatrix, Jonah Matukowicz, Sam Burling, Mary Duchesne, Cape Cod Athletic Club, William Daly, Young Man, Lauren Fitzpatrick, Sky Fishbane, Alex Fishbane, Charles Hubbard, James Gortowski, Mason Weintraub, Brian Knox, Christy Loftus, Brian Dempsey, Dave Brantini, Galen Guzman, Holly Keese, Jason Medeiros, Evelyn Porter. Give it up for Amy Fiedler. Raise the roof for Keith Lytle. Give a high five to Nora Dempsey. Give a cheer for Nick Kelly. Give a shout out to James Fincham. Give it up for Greg Thorin and Eric Morton.
Good job.
Roll out the red carpet for John Santillo and Katie Belmore. Cheer home Eliza and Molly Lellman and Fiona Murphy and Corinne Greenhall and Andrew Parker and Mitchie Hollenbeck. Don't forget Danny LeBlanc, Robin Mueller, Rebecca Carrera, Ryan Chase, and Jeffrey Adams. Get some finishers medals ready for Cheryl Briggs, Yana Zubarev, Rodriguez Morgan, David Fortin, Brianna Fortin, Tim Horan, Lisa Horan, Joel Hartley, Leo Kelly, Joy Bardo, Michael McLaughlin. The challenge met by Andrew Shenser, Sidney Patton, Phil Stoker, Jennifer Fields, and Jessica Shulman. Mission accomplished for Jillian Corrigan, and for Melissa Scully, and Dave Gabberty, and Caroline Herndon, and Drusilla Pratt Otto, and Paula Levry, and Philippe Levry, and Sue Hill. Nathan Crossman also finishing. Congratulations to all the finishers of the Great American Road Race and the Bedford Half Marathon, including Joel Alencon, Melissa Moko, Anthony Straczewski, and Mark Gauthier, and Russ Cook, Serena Rivera, Greg Hallerman, Heather Wickman, Rob Serpa, Jason Lanigan, Gina Bucciardi, and Richard Letterman. How about Heidi Fisher, Deidre Tarpey, Patrick McCusker, and Megan Bradshaw? Joel Brissenden finishes, so does Colleen Smith. Give it up for Bruce Bolano. Give a shout out to Stephen and Timothy Como and Nathan Sylvia and Tracy Sylvia and Rosie Kias and Gary Peters and Tom Wood, Jessica Santos and Mark Lade, Samson Marquez, Deanna Nappy, Yamanu, Sarah Bridoch, Julie Erickson, Darren Fitzmaurice, Robert Doolin, Glenn Polkraka, Jessica Wilson, Nicole Ponte, Stacy Clark, Lara McLean, Rachel Young, Kirk Stewart, Ashley Graham, Jared Alberts, it's in the book for Andrew Glelecki, Megan McGill, and Joe Finn, and Heather Bonauer, John Curran, Suzanne Chavis Boyd, Carolyn Conlon. Let's give out high fives to Marie Gonzo, Marissa Cohen, Evan Cohen, Rebecca Say, Emily Adecore, Greg Cornell, Mark Duggan, Stephen Szyminski, Quim Nam Park, Ryan Costello, Craig Tarantino, Brenna Quinn, Kenley Hiller, Kenny Rogers, Mary Ford, Robert Steele Jr., Bethany Kudo and Ryan Kudo, and Jimmy Anderson, and John Herchik, and Cheryl Healy. Lori Morandi, Cape Cod Athletic Club across the finish line. Carlos Aguirre, Rhode Island Roadrunners. Tyler Clark, Mike Nixon. Luke Davis, Thomas Burchell, William Eckles, Grant Chen. How about Jeff Hattern, Anne Marie McDonald, Brian Wells, Amy Petronic, Nicholas Hathaway, David Zanka, Jack Barrett, Rafael Reyes, Frank Atkinson, Scott Clemens, Michael Lemelin, Tony Draga, Sharon Foster, Andrew Amato, Katera Chakro, Nathan Rapello, Courtney James, Anna Dean McMahon, Tricia Fletcher. How about Frederick Williams, Marissa and Michelle Hughes, Jennifer Wallace, Dave Hill, Nicole Berghoff, Rachel Lemieux finishes. Donald McCullough III, Derek Chakro. Richard Paulson, Tristan Dinsmore, Kevin Agrella, Bruce Daly, Ryan Powers. Give it up for Paul Donnelly and Don Corrigan and John Donahue. Give a shout out to Lori Crocker and Greg O'Connor and Vicki Miller from the Winner's Circle, one of New Hampshire's premier runners and future Hall of Famers. Mark Young, Melissa Wu, Allie Atwood, Jeff Klaus, Leslie Bortashevsky, Mary Lynch, Sarah Hunt, Tom O'Brien, Azin Nizami, Pablo Gonzalez, Kate Powers, Dave Cravey Chiropractic, Tim Lewin, Deborah Townsend, Jim Remillard, Deborah Tully, Jason Piscanic, Becky Cushing, Courtney Mitterling, Eric Dionisio, Donna Sharpman, Graham Cottrell, Jennifer Gravino and Angela Carrera Johnson, and Bruce Wesley and Michael Enright and Randy Wilbur. Jeanette Ryan finishes. Ashley Roscoe, Caroline Troyes, Michael Amster, Sarah Krishnan, Emmanuel Raposo, Julie Appel, Tim Racine, Nicole Feynman, Bruce Barman and Holly Mello, Eve Cameras Nessie, Sarah Malice, Stephanie Silva, Colonial Roadrunners, Denise Nolan, Celeste Hay. As we have passed 2 hours, we're now at 2 hours, 2 minutes on the clock. The Great American Road Race, the New Bedford Half Marathon 2016 edition. Dwayne Madera finishes, Christina Cogosel, Chris Vallejo, Kirk Smith, Greater New Bedford Track Club, all receiving congratulations and a thank you from race director Dan McCarthy as they cross the finish line of the Great American Road Race. Here's Corrine Peterson, Meredith Kaliki, Catherine Galindo, Anna Cardoza, Liz Lewis Brown, Karina Von Hughes, Richard Giorgi, Sarah Francisco, Caitlin Hussey, Carlos Heil, Amy Blotner, Green Bar, Marcy Sarmento, Greg Nemes, Scott Casper, Michael Everson, Michael Tesser, Tim Waterston, Charles Marshall, Gary Gerard, Amanda Powers, Chris Waller, Paul Rendon, John Brascilio, Yvette Tetro, Paul McCarthy, Michael Bolton, Mike Pereira. Deborah Thomas, Cambridge Sport Jiggy, Justin Brown, Eric Drew, Alyssa Tetro. Bill Schnoor finishes up. Kelly Bishop, Jennifer Snowden, Nicholas Friedman, David Sharm, Alan Keith, Jeffrey Sweeney, Eric Lefebvre, Les Levine, Jessica Facilio, Cheryl Corval,